So good morning and welcome to Soulfood Top Up with me, Anthea Fenton. So today's intuitive conversation, I'm hoping that I'm coming through loud and clear, is about timeline shifts. So there's been a few things that have happened this week that energetically have happened this week around timelines, and I'm just going to try and have an intuitive conversation about that. So the reason why I'm saying this, sorry, I've got something in my eye. The reason why I'm saying this is that I've been thinking this week about parallel lives and parallel living. And there's an opportunity that's come up this week that is hopefully going to just really help to clarify this parallel living. I'll tell you more about it in a couple of weeks, maybe. So I'm trying to contain myself, believe me. So the timeline shifts that I'm talking about is that what I discovered this week when I was reflecting upon this opportunity that's come up that I've grabbed with both hands is that throughout my life in particular, there has been, it's been very distinct that there's been two lives. So if you know anything about Abraham Hicks talks about our experiences and talks about launching rockets of desires. Good morning, Margaret. Etienne, great to see you. Grab your favourite beverage and have a listen. So I'm talking about parallel lives and talking about timeline shifts. But these are concepts that are new concepts, so it's very difficult sometimes for people to really grasp hold of. So one of the things that I realised about this parallel lives and the timeline shifts is that I believe that when we're born, we have an imprint, we've got a blueprint that we're following, and we can make choices about that blueprint. And it can be that our experiences might lead us to launch these rockets of desires. So as Abraham Hicks talks about, so when you're experiencing something in one life that you really don't want to be experiencing or you've not enjoyed, it's been caused pain, then just that thought alone is enough to launch a rocket of desire, a rocket of how you want it to be, how you would like it to be. And it might be that you don't necessarily think about that. So for myself as a child, there's many things that used to do that happened to me as a child that I didn't desire and I didn't enjoy. So by experiencing those and not enjoying them, I was automatically launching these rockets of desires that I didn't really consciously think about. So there was a subconscious launch of these desires. So over the years, I guess, accepted the experiences by being, and then launched these rockets, which kind of gives it this parallel life. So this week, an opportunity has come about that has really highlighted that more than ever before. And so I was reflecting upon my journey and what did I do about maybe not enjoying my life, not necessarily making a conscious decision about changes that I wanted to make. But what I was doing was asking for a different way of being. So to shift from this doing into being, causing this parallel life. And so I sat this morning just writing down all the different books that I've written, the different thoughts that I've had, that I've actually made concrete. And so this is kind of like there's three paths to this. So there's this parallel life going on. So there's the life of before, of not enjoying and launching these rockets subconsciously or unconsciously. And then there's this life of the desires that is about to really step into this beyond. So this part of the life now where I can see this parallel life, what I've done over the years is reflected upon so many different things and created solutions. So created a storytelling, a book, you can see those banners behind, and a book process that enables other people to do exactly the same. And then from that parallel life that I've brought into existence, so there's about 13 different processes that I've gone through and recorded, and I'm about to put them all together. So I'm about to put together the life after stress, anxiety and depression, the money solutions, the creating balance, the myths of men, which is about 18 golden nuggets of online dating, about really tapping back into self and self-love and self-care. And then a blueprint which enables other people to do exactly the same in terms of writing their story. And then there's the game process to reflect upon. And there's several other money solutions is another one, but many people who are challenged at this moment in time are challenged by this concept of money and the way that our world kind of works. And so all this is going to go into a bundle, and turning complexity into simplicity, Energy Orchard, including you. These are all launches of desires that I must have launched in terms of thinking, how could I do something differently? And obviously the ultimate is the turning complexity into simplicity. So this bundle, putting this bundle together, has really highlighted that if you're somebody who has experienced life from a place of adversity, then just know and trust and have faith that everything that you didn't want is going to manifest into what you do want. And are you ready? Because even if you're doing work, and this is really just to encourage and inspire anybody who's listening to this, who's been trying and feels like they're getting nowhere, trust that the invisible world does exist. And that if anything that you have desired is to help you reach your highest potential and to serve you, then know that you've been heard and that it's a matter of time. That it's not to lose faith, it's not to lose sight of those desires, but to know wholeheartedly that you've been heard. So as I embark upon this next part of my journey, this journey is about turning everything around, turning everything to the complete opposite. So I would have been a very shy child, very overwhelmed, very highly sensitive and sensitive to my environment. And I would have launched rockets to give me the opposite of those experiences. And so as I'm about to embark upon hopefully a speaking career, if that's what it is, that's the level that I remember in one of my dreams that I was around 8 years of age and I'd had this dream of speaking to thousands of people. Good morning. So look, Lahila, great. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for the heart and the love. It's great when you know that you're not on your own, just sitting here talking. So as I embark upon really stepping into speaking and sharing this journey, then I tap into, why am I sharing this journey? Why is it important for me to do that? And really, the importance is believing that actually sharing your voice. Good morning. Lovely lady as well, you are. And a star, an absolute star. So I can put a little love art on here. As I embark upon sharing this journey, the intention is to really inspire other people, to inspire people not to give up, to inspire people to know that actually this path is about togetherness and it's about finding your soul tribe, in this case a root tribe, and believing that actually you've got something to share. Every single one of us has got a story to share, even if we don't value it ourselves. We have got a story to share, because if we tap into the collective consciousness, then we know that things aren't quite right and we know that things need to be balanced. And actually we are part of that balance. That balance is about us balancing ourselves in order to be able to have the impact collectively. And so what's really exciting is trusting that you're on the right path, that every moment you make a decision, you make a choice. It's recognizing empowerment as a choice. And that if there is something that is no longer serving you, then it needs to be cut off. Just like we prune plants and trees at the seasons to help them to grow, then we have to do the same for ourselves. That if we're letting go of something that no longer serves us, it might come in the form of, in my case, my home. Letting go of my home, but it wasn't about just the physical home, it was about that internal home. And letting go and completely trusting that all your desires, all those launches that those rockets of desires that you've launched are all going to manifest. The challenge is being patient, and I've been learning patience very much this past few weeks, is to be patient. And as we are patient and trust, sometimes we can lose sight, which is all part of it. It's about how do we get back on track. And I know for myself, I'd spend a lot of time doing the tell your story process, which is a fantastic process. And I spent 18 months kind of working with a team and nurturing this team. And it's really interesting because this is all part of a bigger vision, a vision that even I couldn't see. And what I did was I spent 100% of my time working on how can I make this process inclusive of everybody. Having managed to do that, it's got to the stage now where the vision, the bigger picture is unfolding. And this week was a surprise because I'd been thinking for the past month or so, should I be doing speaking gigs? Should I be going around the world? And gosh, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Going around the world and sharing people my story and ways that people can step up into their power. And that's been unfolding for the past couple of months. And now I'm at that stage where I'm ready. I'm ready to step into that place of the unknown, because that's where life exists. Life doesn't exist in the box. It's outside of the box. It's in the unknown. And the biggest thing that I'm glad actually I remember to share is that what I found is that shifting from a life from doing to being, when we're doing, our minds are constantly thinking about what we're going to be doing next. What do I need to do? So you're constantly thinking. When you're in the space of being, it's really accepting and really being in the moment and learning how to be in the moment, letting go of anything that just tries to steal your thinking, steal your mind. And so I was thinking about, visualizing and putting it out there of what I really want. And then there's something that just says to me, allow it to be. Because when we're in that space of doing and we're launching those rockets, we already know what we really want. We visualize what we want and we put it out there. And so all that's being taken care of. Our higher selves, which is the part of us that we leave behind and when we come into this world, is there to help to guide us, to navigate us. And we do that through feeling. So as we feel a higher vibration, and at this moment in time, the earth has changed, energetically, the earth has changed. It's whether or not we can ride that wave. So there's massive changes that are taking place at this moment in time. And so when we've launched that and we step into that energy, we no longer need to be visualizing how we want it to be, because that's what we did in order to get there, in order to get to that place of being. So in the place of being, it's about really tuning in to the energies of the moment and staying in that. And that's the hard thing to do because we're not used to that. So that's the goal for this week. I'm going to have hopefully some exciting news. I think this is frozen. I'm hoping to have some exciting news in the next couple of weeks. And I'm not sure if this is frozen. And I just look forward to sharing this journey even more with you as this parallel life and parallel living has come into alignment. So if you're aligning to your truth and you're feeling that there's a shift, there has been a shift. If you haven't started that process, then I encourage you to start that process. What is it that you truly desire from your heart? Feel into it and be in it every moment as you wake up to as you go to sleep. And miracles are about to really come into our world. So just believe that that is the case and just keep your vibration as high as you can. And thank you so much for joining me this morning on either catching the replay. And I look forward to sharing more with you during this week. Probably do some lives this week, possibly, of updates that are taking place. And because I want to capture the moment and share them with you. So hopefully I'll be doing some of those this week. Much love, and I'll be back tomorrow with the quantum healing, which is a global healing reading of Ascension. I look forward to sharing that with you tomorrow, 8 p.m. UK time. Bye for now.